So we are 1 week away from College Football 27 coming out, and the ratings for every single player came out. I'll have a couple videos pinned up here and then in the description for my reaction for the top players in the game, but all of the ratings for Ohio State's roster came out, and I want to go over that for the starting offense, the starting defense, and then any key freshmen and younger guys that can make a big impact that are on the list. So here is our projected starting offensive depth chart, and then you can see I added the College Football 27 ratings to the bottom of their names. I had to make a little bit of an edit to the graphic compared to what I did because my starting depth chart is different than what EA has, plus some of the freshmen aren't in the game, like Chris Henry Jr. So starting off with the receivers, Jeremiah Smith, the only and first in the launch version of the ratings, 99 overall. Second receiver is actually Brandon Inniss. He is the second highest rated receiver on our roster, which is a little bit concerning. But Chris Henry Jr. is not in the game yet. I could see him getting above an 87. I will say Jeremiah's freshman year, he started off as an 84 and ended as a 90 with a generational first round or a freshman year. So are we going to see Chris Henry Jr. get into the high 80s, maybe even a 90? Probably not. And then we could actually see Brandon Inniss probably lose a couple rating points, or maybe Chris Henry Jr. gets maybe up to an 88, 89, or a 90. And then even though Brandon Inniss is the second receiver, he is a slot guy. He will not be at the Z position. For the Z, the highest rated Z receiver for Ohio State is Devin McEwen from UTSA as an 85 overall. Chris Henry Jr. is not yet in the game. I project that obviously he will be. I project his rating probably to be like an 83, but I definitely think that could probably go up to like an 88, maybe if he has a great year. For tight end, I had my starting tight end as Nate Roberts, as he's the most versatile right in the game. Right now he's at a 79 overall, but the highest rated tight end for Ohio State right now is Hunter Welsing from Northwestern at an 81 overall. For quarterback, Julian Sand is a 94 overall. He is the second highest quarterback in the game behind Dante Moore from Oregon at a 95. And then Bo Jackson, the freshman last year, now is a 90 overall. He started off as, I think, an 80, got up to an 85, and then I think an 88. Now he's up to a 90 as a true sophomore. And yeah, he's obviously the starter. Jacoby Jackson, if I bring up his name, the transfer from Florida, is one of the guys that we brought in that to be one of the depth piece, kind of like the CJ Donaldson. Currently, right now, he is an 81 overall. Isaiah West is an 82. So Isaiah West is still over Bo Jackson in here. And then for the offensive line, it is a little bit of a question mark because right now, actually, Austin Servald is listed as a right guard and Philip Daniels is a right tackle, but I really think Phil's going to slide inside. Ian Moore is getting disrespected right now, but that will go up after we see him play. So Ian Moore, I think right now is a 77 overall. I think he's going to be the left tackle. Luke Montgomery is a 92 overall at left guard. Carson Hinsman is an 88 at center. Then Phillip is a 76 at right tackle. Right now I have him at right guard. And then Austin is a 90 overall at right tackle. For how the game has it, your interior of the offensive line is going to be 92, 88, and 90 overall. So great interior, but the tackles being a 76 and 77 overall are not great. But for right now, yeah, I have Phillip sliding inside. So that is the offense. Now for the defense. Let me move that. I had to make a couple edits because Terry Moore is rated higher. But obviously we know he's probably not going to be starting as Earl Little, who currently Earl Little is an 84 overall. So starting off with the defensive line, we'll go back to safeties. Kenyatta Jackson is the highest rated player on defense at a 91 overall. There's a lot of turnover here, and it's actually weird to see this many low over. I mean, we talk about low, 85 and up is low. But I mean, I'm so used to like 95, 93, 95, 97, 98, like overalls on defense all over the place. And for the first time, we don't have that, as Kenyatta Jackson is the highest player at a 91. 91 overall the past 2 years, I don't even think would be top 5 or top 3. John Walker and James Smith are the two highest ranked defensive tackles for Ohio State, even though I think Edric will be better. Currently, Edric is an 85. John Walker is an 88, which John Walker over James Smith is horrible. I think EA dropped the ball on the rankings for Ohio State players, which is fine. It's preseason. This will get fixed. But yeah, these are bad. These are not accurate at all. The fact that, Jermaine is a higher overall than Devin Sanchez makes absolutely no sense. Same with John Walker. But James Smith added 87 overall. And then Quay Russaw, who I have projected starting in real life at edge. Actually, Quay is the third highest ranked edge rusher, as Kenyatta's 1. Bo Atkinson is 2 at an 84, which is wrong. Bo Atkinson is awful. I'm sorry. He's god awful. He came from North Carolina last year. I don't want to say he's a waste of a scholarship because he's still a Division I athlete. But he's not Ohio State caliber. Maybe he can take a leap. I hope he does. I'm really not trying to personally attack him, but he's not good. He's not good at all. He got beat out by freshmen last year. Caden Curry passed him up last year by 10 trillion miles. So even though Bo Atkinson is an 84, he's not playing at all. You're not going to see him this year. That's why I got Quay Russaw at an 83 overall at edge. Now for the linebacking core, this is where it gets really rough, as Peyton Pierce at an 83 and Christian Alliegro from Wisconsin at a 78 overall. And the fact that we have a person in the 70s starting at linebacker is disgusting. Let me see where Riley Pettijohn. Okay, it's not disgusting. It's just what EA needs to fix it, because I think Christian Alliegro is way better than a 78 overall. The fact that we have someone in the 70s starting, I think, is horrible. Let me see where Riley Pettijohn actually is. He is a 78 overall. So he's actually tied with Christian Alliegro. But obviously he's older, so I'll give the edge to Alliegro. Now for the cornerbacks, this is where it actually gets pretty good. We don't got someone in the 90s, but that will change. Jermaine at an 88, Devin Sanchez at an 87, and then Cam Calhoun at an 85. We're very deep at cornerback this year. If I bring up the ratings again, and I'll show you guys all the rating as well. We have a lot of depth. Dominic Kelly from Georgia at an 81. Jay Timmons, the freshman, at an 81. If I keep scrolling, I think that's actually it. But yeah, we have a lot of depth at corner this year, plus Earl Little and Terry Moore potentially at nickel. Now at free safety, Jalen McClain at 88 overall. That will go up. He'll finish the season probably as a 90, 91 overall. And then Terry Moore is a 90. That will go down as he won't be playing, as he really has kind of disappointed, at least in camp. So we'll see if it can translate when he gets back on the field during the season. But that amazing safety that we saw at Duke pre-injury, now going from ACC play to Big Ten play post an ACL injury. This version of Terry Moore that we were all expecting, I don't think maybe it was never there, but at least for right now, I don't think it exists. So I think Earl Little, who I said earlier is an 84 overall. He will be starting. That Earl Little rating will go up. Terry Moore will go down, I think, and Earl Little will be starting because I think he's going to be starting in real life. And usually they try to fix their ratings and they try to switch to the correct depth chart. I remember when in 25 when Michigan was changing quarterback like every week, it got changed in the game. So that was offense and defense. Now let me get rid of this and we can look at the actual website. Here. So you can obviously see Jeremiah Smith, highest overall player in the game at a 99, Julian Sain at a 94, Luke Montgomery at a 92, Kenyatta at a 91, Austin Servat at 90, Bo Jackson 90, Terry Moore 90. So currently they have 7 players at a 90 or above. Carson Hinsman at 88, Joe McClain, we already went over all these players. Edric Houston at an 85, Bo Atkinson 84, Earl Little 84, Kyle Parker, another one of the receivers at an 83. I definitely think he'll be seeing some playing time this year. Isaiah West, this rating will probably go up to an 85. Tavian St. Clair is only an 82, which I'm a little bit surprised because of what we saw in camp. I guess my thing with this is if he's an 82 now, next year when he's starting, which he probably will be starting over Julian will hopefully go to the draft. They're probably going to have him at like an 87 overall, even though I think he's probably going to win the Heisman next year. Tavian St. Clair is probably my way too early Heisman pick for next year, unless Julian comes back for a senior year, then, Tavian transfers away. Dominic Kelly, we said again, 81. Hunter Welsing, 81. Jacoby Jackson, 81. Jay Timmons, this high, 81 is crazy. Zion Grady, who I definitely think will be starting at the end of the year at an 81. Turbo Rogers at an 80. He's kind of been disappointing because he has not really done anything. Will Smith Jr. at an 80, so we got some depth at defensive tackle. Nate Roberts, 79. Blaine Bradford at a 78. Connor Hawkins at a 78. And actually, so I want to see his ratings. Kicking power 91, kick accuracy 83. So I don't remember what Jaden Fielding's ratings were, if they're anything close to this. Hopefully not. Jason Moore, the defensive tackle, 78. Kamari Bing, 78. Riley Pettijohn, 78. Sincere Johnson, 77. This will definitely go up. Mason Williams, 77. Gabe Van Siegel took my pickle at 75. Leroy Roker at 75. Maxwell Riley. Sam Greer. This will definitely go up this year. Garrett Stover at 74. And then Caden Gephardt, knew him in high school at a 70. He's actually the lowest rated player on Ohio State's roster. Obviously, we're still waiting for freshmen like Chris Henry Jr. My light died. Still waiting for Chris Henry Jr. Hopefully he should be opting into the game, but hopefully he is, because we need that depth at receiver in the game. And then I also saw kind of some news for other teams that Gunnar Stockton has opted out of the game. Gunnar Stockton was in the game last year. Now in this year, Gunnar Stockton is just not in the game. So they'll probably give Georgia, obviously, a fake quarterback, which you'll obviously be able to change his name to Gunnar Stockton or anything that's similar to Gunnar Stockton. Whatever. This light's gonna keep dying. Leave it. But it's weird because he was in the game last year. He was in the game last year. I wonder if they'll try. What I hope they do is I hope they give a quarterback with the same ratings that Gunnar Stockton would have had. Because now it's not fair. It's like, oh, we were going to have a 95 overall quarterback. He opted out of the game. Now we have like an 80 overall quarterback. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that's interesting. But Ohio State, the more that I look at this, the more I'm concerned about Ohio State's roster in real life, with the ratings at linebacker or tackle, the ratings at not cornerback, tight end a little bit, the ratings at, the second and third receivers. I'm a little bit concerned about. But yeah, those are the ratings for Ohio State in College Football 27. If you have not already, please hit the subscribe button. We got to 500, trying to get to 600 as soon as possible. We're so close to 520. Help us get there. Also, remember to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Do you think Ohio State does? Actually, let me think. What do I want you guys to let me know down in the comments? Do you like the ratings? Actually, yeah. Do you think that these ratings are accurate to what Ohio State should be? As Ohio State has the number one offense in the game, but they have the number, I think, 7 or 8 defense in the game. So let me know what is right, what's wrong. Do you agree with these ratings for College Football 27? But again, that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure you all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know down in the comments, do you think these ratings are accurate? But again, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. And as always, thank you.